Hi, everyone, and welcome to the first lesson of our new Write Like a Pro series. This lesson is all about your introduction or your topic sentence, the first sentence to begin your answers on the interactive writing and for the writing sample questions. So, this is an interactive lesson, so don't forget, participate, write your answers in the chat, and I will give you feedback throughout the lesson. So, let's get right to it. So anyway, when it comes to the independent tasks, basically the production score ones, and in this case, writing, it says here that test takers will be required to describe, recount, or make an argument. So based on this, you can see that there are actually going to be three different types of writing questions. Like I said, describe, recount, and argument types. And actually, they are a little bit different. And the way you answer is a bit different too, depending on what type of prompt you get. So just quickly for task one, this is an interactive lesson, guys. So don't forget chat as much as you can in the chat. That's really useful. What do you think? Do you know what this means? Do you know what a describe, we'll say essay, but like a mini essay. Do you know what a describe essay or a recount essay or an argument essay, what it means? Do you have the right definitions? Just write yes or no in the chat. There's lots of people saying yes, 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 yes. Good. Dell says no. Maggie, yes. Mary, yes. Good. Lots of yeses. Great. Okay. So just to, even though most of you said yes, we will do a review. And for the people who said no, then this will be also useful. So let's start with recount. So a recount is basically talking about your own experiences. To recount something, it kind of means to remember, but to remember and speak about or write about, to recount something. So there are different types of recount questions on the Duolingo test writing. So for example, here, this is an example of a recount question. So it has the topic. Films can tell us a lot about the country that they were made in. And then the question is, what have you learned about another country from watching its movies? So this is asking you to remember and then write about your own experience, where you tell your own story or you talk about your own experiences. This is a recount. Personal story. Typically, I actually, so I'm not going to, this is not 100% certified, but I think the recount one is the easiest prompt. So if you are scoring a bit lower, when you get to the writing, if you get a recount prompt, I think they consider this to be the easier ones. So it might mean your like kind of scores are being a bit lower throughout the test. I'm not saying that's 100% the case. It's just from my experience. That's what I think. Okay, next one is describe. And this is also known as kind of a discussion essay. So some types, pros and cons, causes and effects. These are all types of describe or discussion essays. So this example here, in general, people are living longer today. Your job then, that's the topic. In general, people are living longer today. Topic. Now the prompt or the question, discuss some of the implications of this phenomenon. Okay, so what do you have to do here? Well, you actually just discuss or describe the situation. And you can, if you choose to, discuss both sides, the pros and cons. Some people are living longer. That's good because blah, blah, blah. That's bad because blah, blah, blah. And then your conclusion. What is important for this type of prompt is that you don't need to have an opinion or a position. It's not asking you to say, people are living longer and I think that's good. All right, you don't need to do that. You just have to describe the situation. In this case, people are living longer. That is the situation. So, like I said, typical types of questions, pros and cons, or causes and effects, these types of things. This one is a pros and cons. Discuss the implications, right? So you have to describe what is happening and what are the implications, and you talk about the pros and cons. And the last one is an argument. This is the most common type of essay which you get at university or high school. Also, I think all of the IELTS, I think, I might be wrong, all of the IELTS writing questions are argument, where you have to make an argument for an opinion. So you have to pick a side. You know, do you agree or disagree? And then you have to argue for or against it. So, for example, here, let's look. People are never satisfied with what they have. They always want more. That is the topic. And then the question is, do you agree or disagree? So here you have to make an argument. If you agree, you make an argument that you agree this is true. If you disagree, you make an argument that it's not true. And for this one, then you need to have a clear position or opinion. So in your topic sentence, you need to say very clearly which one you pick. For example, I totally agree that people are never satisfied with what they have for three main reasons. That would be a great topic sentence. Or I disagree, right? I On the whole, I disagree that people are never satisfied for the reasons I will discuss in this essay. That's another good topic sentence. So you make your answer very, very clear from the start. So have a clear position, and then throughout the essay, you have to argue why your position or opinion is correct. Yeah, here they are. So I won't read these out. These are the same ones. These are different examples. Again, you can download the PDF. I'll upload it as soon as this lesson is done. But you should be familiar with these types of prompts. Okay, quick question. We have three prompts. Which one do you think is the easiest, and which one do you think is the hardest? Let me know in the chat. Oh, 18 people. Excellent. This is our biggest lesson so far. Okay, Kevin says argument. Hunam says, yeah. Okay, Federico says describe is the hardest. Interesting. Okay. Okay, recount. Yeah. Typically, I think recount will be the easiest. And then it depends on you, but describe or argument may be hard for you. For recount, again, you're just talking about your own experience, so it's a bit easier to write about your own experience. The only difficult thing about recount is because you're talking about your own experience in the past, you have to use a range of past tenses correctly. And that's actually difficult. Past simple is very easy, but the past perfect or past continuous, these are pretty confusing grammar points. So even though the recount prompt and style is easier, the getting it, writing with the correct grammar is actually quite tricky. Federico says describe because you need to describe two sides. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think you. Okay, so because the test is so short, like I don't think you need to. It's better if you can. I don't think you need to describe two sides. You can just describe one side. But what I like to do for describe prompts is to have a topic sentence and then one or two sentences for one side of the argument, and one side of the situation, and then one or two for the other side of the situation. That kind of adds balance. Okay, all right. So The reason I talked about those prompts is because, especially for the topic sentence, the prompt will decide how you write your topic sentence. That's why it's important. Okay, then, topic sentence. Task 2 in the chat. What is a topic sentence? What do you think? Just write a very brief definition. Okay, May said introduction. Yep, that's right. Okay, John Ahead says it directs the answer to the question. Yeah, right. You kind of answer the main question in one point. It's the main sentence. Yeah, I maybe. I'm not sure if it's the main because they're all important actually. Alex says you rephrase the prompt. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, for sure. With your own opinion, then if you need to. Federico is the introduction sentence, which states your position or opinion. That's right. And Maggie says it's the first sentence of the topic. Yeah, guys. Okay, you've all got the idea. It is the first sentence of your paragraph or your essay. Personally, I'm undecided what to call this because it's not really an essay. That's two essays are normally much longer. I'll use the word paragraph throughout or mini essay. Anyway, it's the first sentence of a paragraph, and it tells the reader or Duolingo examiner or AI what the paragraph is going to be about. That's really important. It's an essential part of writing a paragraph because without it, your answers are so confusing and they don't follow a logical order. So the topic sentence tells the reader what the paragraph is going to be about. And then it also controls or guides your whole paragraph. So based on a topic sentence, your supporting ideas, the body of your paragraph, will always be based on the topic sentence. And then for the argument, it states your position or your opinion. Like I said, for the arguments, you have to pick a side. So you should state your opinion in the topic sentence. So oops, sorry. So you should make your topic sentence specific. That will help you a lot as you go through when you're writing the rest of your paragraph. So let's say the simple question you got is, what are the benefits of exercise? And if your topic sentence is just exercising has many benefits, like that's okay. Like it's fine, but it's not a good topic sentence because it's too vague, right? You want to be specific. Be as specific as possible. So, for example, exercising has many benefits for people of all ages. Now, what does this mean? It means that when you are writing your paragraph now, you're going to talk about people of different ages. You might say, firstly, for younger people, it builds their muscles, which will help them greatly in the future. For example, blah, blah, blah. Secondly, exercising is also beneficial for the elderly because blah, blah, blah. Okay, do you get that? Is that okay? So if you are very specific, it makes the rest of your answer much easier to write and also easier to read and follow. Discourse coherence was in the criteria. We talked about that on Monday. This is kind of related to that. Another example, exercising has many health benefits, comma, especially for young children. So throughout my paragraph now, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about the health benefits of exercising for elderly people, for middle-aged people like me. No, we're talking about it for children. Okay. So your topic sentence, if make it specific, it'll make your paragraph look and feel a lot more easier to read, more advanced, and yeah, just a better paragraph. Okay, so some more key points. Keep your topic sentence specific, as I mentioned, but but don't write too much information. Okay, that's confusing. Just a simple, one simple sentence, and don't list all of your ideas either. I see that a lot. When you're writing a topic sentence, you don't list out your ideas for idea one, idea two, idea three. That's that's really hard to follow and hard to read, so don't do that. Also, you should try to keep it short. Don't write a very long, complicated, grammatically complicated topic sentence. Keep it short. A bad example, for example, this one, exercising has many health benefits for people of all ages, such as lowering blood pressure, reducing heart problems, increasing stamina, and in addition, helps improve mental health and improve sleep quality. Is that a good topic sentence? Obviously not. Why? Why is that not a good one? Right in the chat. Why is that not? Why is this not a good topic sentence? Yeah, too much information, too complex, and it lists out all of my ideas. It just lists my ideas. These ideas are good ideas, but they should be in the body of your paragraph. These are what you talk about throughout the paragraph. You don't need to put them in the topic sentence. So the topic sentence is just exercising has many health benefits for people of all ages. Full stop. Period. That's done. Perfect. And then, firstly, it lowers your blood pressure and reduces your heart problems. This is helpful because blah, blah, blah. Okay. Keep it simple. A lot of test takers really try to overcomplicate their answer. Don't do that. Simpler is better. Do you agree? Yes? No? Yeah. Yeah, good. Thank you. Federico said, exercising has many health benefits for people of all ages, and I'll describe the most pivotal ones in the following paragraph. That is good too. That's fine. But you don't need to. And I will describe it. That's okay, but it's a little bit redundant. You don't need to write that. You could just stop after ages. But if you choose to, what you did, Federico, that is totally fine too. That's more common in like an IELTS style where you have more time. But just let you know. Okay, so we understand now what a topic sentence is. Now let's think about how we can actually write your topic sentence. And we'll look at two things, grammar and different phrases. So let's go back one. Tell me, in this topic sentence, what grammatical tense did I use? Not this bad, just this one. Exercising has many health benefits for people of all ages. What grammatical tense did I use? Present, past, or future, or hypothetical? Yeah. Okay, so the grammar was present simple. Yeah, the grammar is the present simple, but the main thing I'm trying to get at is the tense. We almost always use the present tenses for a topic sentence like this. When you have a recount, it might be different, but for a describe an argument, we almost always use the present tense. And depending on what you want to say, you might use present simple, continuous, or present perfect. This one is the present simple. Mostly present simple. Present simple is used to talk about a fact or general information. So mostly you'll use present simple, but you might not. Okay, so here are some ideas. But so for the argument and describe prompts, you will almost certainly need to use a present tense, but it depends what you want to say, which present tense you use. Okay, so we have present simple, like I mentioned, is used to talk about general statements or facts. Let's again, sorry, go back again. Exercising has many health benefits for people of all ages. This is a general statement or a fact. Use the present continuous to talk about things which are happening right now or kind of like around now. That's kind of how we use that. And the present perfect then, which is a bit trickier, you use this to talk about changes that happened in the past, but that change still affects the present. This is a very English grammar. I think lots of languages don't have this type of tense, but we use it a lot in English, where something happened in the past, but the effect of it is still happening now. All right, the outcome is still happening right now. So then when that is happening, we use the present perfect. I'm sure you did this a lot in your high school or college. So just some examples. So to talk about general statements, use present simple. For example, nowadays, fewer people eat a healthy diet and exercise often. This is my general statement or fact. Present continuous. It's clear that video games are becoming more popular, right? This is kind of ongoing. It's still happening. They are becoming more popular every single day, so it's ongoing action. And the present perfect, in the past 10 years, the price of food has risen sharply. So when did the price of food can't speak. When did the price of food start to rise? 10 years ago. And has it stopped rising? No, it's continuing to rise. So we say has risen sharply. The price of food has risen. This is the present perfect. The action or the event started in the past, 10 years ago, but the effects or the actions are still ongoing now. So it's the present perfect. This is a lot harder to do. And you also might want to express your opinion when you are writing your topic sentence, especially if you have an argument prompt. And here are just some phrases you can use. Again, I will 100% upload this PDF right to VIP as soon as I finish this lesson, so you can see it there. Okay, recount though. Recount's a bit different because what is a recount again? Tell me in the chat. What does recount mean? If you get a recount essay, what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah. So Federico, Maggie, Sonia, Del, John Hyde. Yeah, you are writing down about your own experience, your own learnings, what happened to you, or what happened to someone you know. But you're thinking about your own experiences. And of course, this is not happening now. This has already happened. So it's actually in the past. So it's very likely when you begin your recount paragraph, if you get a recount, then you will be actually using the past tenses, not the present. So here are the rules for past tense. So present simple to talk about finished actions. Present perfect again to talk, you might, if even though we use the present perfect in the last one, you might use it also to talk about your story. So to talk about changes that happened in the past but still affect the present. You might also want to use the present simple again to talk about general facts or statements, just to begin your answer. So here are some ideas. So past simple. I went on many trips when I was young, but my favorite was to France. So went past simple verb, the finished action, right? I went to France in the past and it's over, so it's done. I use the present simple. Present perfect too. I might want to talk about that. If it's talking about the question is, what have you learned from different films from different countries? I might say like this. I have learned so many things about India from Bollywood films. Have learned. I'm still alive, so I'm still learning. I started learning in the past and I'm still learning. And present simple again as kind of a way to talk about things that you remember. So I'm, for example, if the question says, describe a time when you got angry, you might say like this: I'm not the kind of person who gets angry easily. However, I remember one time that I got very angry with my sister. So here I am combining the present simple and the past simple. Present simple to talk about a general fact. I'm not the kind of person who gets angry easily. And then the past simple to talk about the event, which was the time I got angry with my sister. Federico says, when can I talk about the time? Can I explain when to use? Oh, let me when to use this one. I'll highlight it in yellow. Yeah. So this is called a semicolon, and it's a bit tricky to explain quickly, but it's almost like a super comma, and you use it to separate your sentence when it shouldn't really be separated by just a comma. That doesn't work. So you use a semicolon to kind of separate and then begin the same thought. It's also used a lot before words like however. So if you have however in the middle of the sentence as an adverb here or a conjunction, then it's very often you'll use this before however, like that. I will, if you want to, I can make a lesson on this, on different punctuation, if that's helpful. But basically, the semicolon is used like a super comma. You use it when a comma wouldn't work, but you still want to keep your ideas into one sentence. That's when we use semicolon. All right, so now we've talked about what a topic sentence is, how to write a good one, and the grammar to use, and some phrases. Let's just do some examples. So to make this interactive, I'm going to give you some questions and I would like you to write out your answers, and I will do my best then to correct as many as I can and give you live feedback on on your actual sentences. So we'll start off with an argument. So it goes like this: all students should wear uniforms. Do you agree or disagree? So this is an argument prompt. In your topic sentence, you need to say whether you agree or disagree and why. So here are some examples of topic sentences. School uniforms should be mandatory for all students for a number of important reasons. There are many benefits of making school uniforms mandatory for students. It is my view that school uniforms should not be mandatory for all students for a couple of key reasons. When I write a topic sentence, personally, I like to include this bit at the end. So I have my opinion, and then for a number of important reasons, or for two important reasons, for three reasons, or for all students, for a couple of key reasons. The reason I like this is because it outlines exactly what you're going to write about, and it makes the paragraph very easy to follow. It also increases your word count, which is kind of important on the Duolingo test. So guys, I would like you to write your topic sentence in the chat, and then I will go through and give you some feedback. Let me get rid of this. What I'll do, I'll make it like this, and then I can put your answer into here and correct it so everyone can see. Hmm? Back the text. So yeah, please write your topic sentence in the chat. Okay, Federico's done his already. That's great. Oh, I don't know why this is bold. Okay, I'll put it here and I'll give you some feedback. So this one at the bottom here is Federico's answer. I'm inclined to agree that students should use uniforms for the following paramount reasons. Yeah, good. Good. This one is not, to be honest, this one, paramount, is not used very frequently, but it's okay. It had this has like a very, what's the word? Like very important like feeling to it. So, but it's okay. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not wrong. It's correct, but it's not used that often. So just to let you know, if you like do it, if you, it is a high level word for sure, but it's not used very frequently. If you use it on an exam, that's kind of good because it shows off your vocabulary. But in real life, if you wrote this for like a school essay or university essay, it might sound a bit too impactful for this type of question. But it's okay. It's definitely not wrong. Okay, Maggie says, I agree with the idea that all students should wear uniforms for two main reasons. You don't need there. Okay. For two main reasons. Thanks, Maggie. Is that okay? You can see that? Dell wrote, I agree with the idea that all students should wear uniforms. Oh, did I not? Sorry, that's Maggie's again. Okay, this is Dell. Yes, it is important, so don't forget. Comma. Yes, it is important to wear uniform because of some main reason that I'm going to explain. Okay, let me change this for you. I don't think you need to write yes here. You just write I believe or I think. Keep it simple. I think it is important. Who wears uniforms? I would say that students wear uniforms because of some main reasons that I'm going to explain. Because of the main reasons that I'm going to explain. Yeah, you can say that. Dell, I would make this simpler and just change it for two main reasons and keep it simple. That's what I would do. You're not wrong necessarily, but I like to keep things simple. Simple writing is easy to read, easy to follow, and for the Duolingo AI to check your score. So I think making things simple is the best thing to do. And don't write two. Sorry, don't write two. Two like this. Yeah, if you can write, try to avoid using the numbers. Spell it out if you can. Okay, do a few more. John Hyde. Let's go. Oh, trying to copy. Okay, so he says, from my point of view, school uniforms need to be mandatory for all students due to some significant reasons. That's okay. Yeah, good. Good, good. You don't put the for all the students because we're talking about students in general, not a specific group. So in this case, if it's just in general, it's better to use just students, not the students. But articles like the and when not to use them is a bit, it's very tricky. Okay, Mary's answer. I totally agree that students should be on the dressed in the same uniform for a couple of reasons. Good. That's fine. Should be dressed in. Um, should be dressed in. Yeah, that's okay. Good. It kind of feels like when you say you should be dressed in. No, actually, no, that's fine. I take it back. That's fine. Good answer. Alex, how many do I have? Well, a lot of people. We have more people than normal in this lesson. So I'll go through as many as I can. Okay, Alex's answer. Regarding the wearing of uniforms in schools. That's better. Regarding the wearing of uniforms in schools, I am of the opinion that mandatory is wearing of the uniforms is an essential rule for a couple for a couple of reasons. That's what I would do. I think this is Alex, I think this is a bit too complicated. So this type of structure is quite hard regarding regarding their noun phrase regarding the wearing uniforms. It's kind of confusing, but I think it's okay. But you've done it twice, so it's a little bit hard to read. So I would change it to regarding the wearing of school uniforms. I'm of the opinion that it should be mandatory, or it should, yeah, like that, something like that. That's what I would do. It, what does it refer to? It refers to the wearing of uniforms. It's the noun, so it's a reference for the noun. That's what I would do. Make it clearer. Use references when possible. Okay, Sarah says school uniform should be imperative for all students for a two. Okay, school imperative is not the correct word. We're talking about mandatory or compulsory. Imperative means like it's a like very essential and very important, but when that's different. This is something you need to do. If something's mandatory, it means that you have no choice. So I would change that to mandatory for all students for two main reasons. Don't forget no article if it's two. For a two, no, just for two main reasons. Okay, we'll go through some of these quickly now. Zora, I agree with this statement. All all students should wear uniforms because it identify identity identifies the school. That's better. That's what you mean. It identifies the school. Okay, Augustine. I think it's the last one. In my opinion, school uniforms should be worn by all students for two important reasons. Good. Don't forget period. Great. Simple, clear, done. Move on to your main point. Excellent. And last one is Kevin. I strongly agree that it is important for all students to wear uniforms for several reasons. Don't use not several reasons, just several reasons. Okay, that was a lot. Wow. Okay, we have a lot of people today. That's great. All right, so yeah, any questions? Let me check. Federico said, I'll put it the question. He said, I think it is, or I think that is like that. Which one is correct? And the answer is both are correct. I think both. Yeah, both are totally fine. You can choose. Some people use that, but it's kind of hidden in here, right? It's kind of like that, right? You don't need to use it, but people do. I think it adds, if you can do it, it adds a bit more emphasis. If you use that, it sounds a bit more, again, a bit more emphasis. But yeah, anyway, yeah, you can use both. Okay, moving on, guys. Let's try. Oh, this was my example. So There are many benefits of making school uniforms mandatory for students. So, of course, then when I'm writing my supporting ideas, I all talk about the benefits, right? Benefit one, and benefit two. Okay. Again, this PDF will be available so you can download it later. Okay, let's do one more. So this is a describe prompt. In general, people are living longer today. Discuss some of the implications of this phenomenon. And this was my topic sentence. So life expectancy is increasing all around the world. And this has both positive and negative implications. Okay, so of course, now I'm going to write about the positive and negative implications. One positive, one negative. That'll be in the body of my essay. People are living longer. What's a synonym? Well, I put life expectancy is increasing. That's kind of a synonym for that. So you can use the same synonym if you want to. Life expectancy is increasing. Okay, guys, write your topic sentence in the chat and I'll correct them all. Many people. Yeah, we have a lot of people today. This is the most we've had in a VIP lesson. So thank you guys for joining. If we start getting lots and lots of people, like over 20 every single time, I will likely run 2 sessions per day. So maybe at different times as well. So you can join at different sessions and that makes the lessons, keeps the lesson number of students per lesson a bit smaller. So it's easier for me to check your answers more thoroughly. But we'll see. We'll see. Um, so I've provided my topic sentence here as a guide for you. So you can use this to write your answer, maybe change it a little bit, but it's up to you. You can definitely, but you should use this as a guide. That's why I put it here. Okay, Alex wrote his first one. Okay, I'll start checking. Yes, this one was from Alex. People are living longer nowadays, and this has pros and cons consequences. I would say this has both pros and cons. Um, hmm, this sounds really strange to me. I don't know why. Having pros and cons consequences, because you can say, and this has both positive and negative consequences. That consequences. This is fine. This is very common as a collocation, a chunk. But pros and cons consequences is not common, and it sounds very awkward to me. I don't know why. So I don't know like how to tell you. So I would just instead cut that out. And this has both pros and cons, full stop. Or this has both positive and negative consequences. Sometimes with language in English and probably every language, there are some words go together and some words don't go together. And there's not really any grammatical explanation. It's just they don't go together. So that's my opinion for this one. Does that help, Alex? Let me know. Okay, this one is from John Ahid. Life longevity is a common expectation for the most of the people. Okay, for most of the people. You don't need the because who are you talking about? When we talk about a a group in general, like nothing specific, then we don't use the article. So for most people. Life longevity is a common expectation for most people. Yeah, I think you should write more. And this is leading to people living longer. Okay, that's more relevant to this question. Hope that helps. Okay, Federico's got a long one. There is a big array of important reasons why life expectancy has increased in the past years, and I will describe in the I'll describe them, the reasons, right? Them is referring to the reasons in the following paragraph, covering both the positive and negative implications of this phenomenon. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. My only concern, Federico, is that this is quite a long, and I'm worried that this will take you a lot of time to write, and then you don't have much time then for your main part of your essay, which is your supporting ideas. So it depends how quickly you can type it. My only concern is that this would take you a long time to write. It would take me a long time to write this, which means I don't have much time for the really important part of the paragraph, which of course is the body. So this whole underline bit is optional. That's my opinion. Okay, moving on. Mary said, lifespans are lengthening around the world, and this has both positive and negative consequences. Great. I would put a period, but that's great. Kevin says, humans' life is increasing nowadays, but this has okay. I'm going to change a few things. So human life is the general fact. So just human life. Human life is increasing nowadays. Perfect. And I don't think but, because it's not a contrast, it's just additionally, and this has two consequences. Normally this has consequences is, again, you don't, this has consequences which are both positive and negative. Consequences as like a, again, like a general statement. There are consequences to this situation. You don't need to specify two consequences. This has consequences, which are both positive and negative. This sounds a lot more natural. Okay, Pooja says people are living longer because they have your own advantages. That's better for this question. People are living longer, and this has advantages and disadvantages. Simple. This is the simple but effective topic sentence. Okay, Dell says nowadays, don't forget capital letter. Nowadays, normally there's a comma after. Nowadays, people are living much longer. Here are some, okay, much longer. Period. Here, maybe you want to write this. This essay will discuss some positive and negative impacts I would, if that you can do that. You don't need to have this part. Again, you don't because on the Duolingo test you only have 5 minutes. It's very good to write your topic sentence quickly and then spend more time on the supporting ideas, which is the important part. So you don't need this whole part. Okay, last one. It's my opinion that the advancement of technology has led present perfect because the technology advancement started in the past, but it's still happening now. So we use present perfect has led to increased life expectancy. Okay, that's good. But then you need to talk about the implications, which has pros and cons. This is the question part, right? And now, of course, you're going to talk about the pros and cons of this phenomenon. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Last one. Oh, sorry. This was my answer, my full answer for this for you guys to check. So I have my topic sentence, simple one. Life expectancy is increasing all around the world, and this has both positive and negative implications. So I won't read it to you, but you can see a negative implication is blah, blah, blah. On the other hand, which means I'm going to talk about the positive. So I've just got one simple negative with an example and one simple positive with an example. Easy, right? Easy. Okay, and last one is the recount. So this one is different because you will be now using the past tense, probably using the past tense. Films can tell us a lot about the country where they were made. What have you learned about another country from watching its movies? So my topic sentence is, there are many things that I have learned from watching Korean films. I have learned present perfect because I started learning in the past, but I'm still learning now. So present perfect is the grammar. Okay, guys, you do want to write your answer and I will check it for you. You can use my example as a guide, but you can change it in your own way. Okay, I'll start to correcting. Thank you, Dell. You were first. There are so many things that I have learned from streaming Turkish movies. Spot on. Excellent. Perfect answer. Illegally or legally? I'm joking, don't answer. Okay. Maze said, I have learned many traditions and customs from Turkish movies. Yeah, excellent. Almost perfect. You forgot your period. Don't forget your full stop or period. Turkish movies, are they good? I've never seen a Turkish movie before. Okay, Kevin said, I have learned about Japanese culture just from watching their movies. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Present perfect as well. Yeah, perfect answer. So far, three answers, all perfect. Dell says she only watches Turkey dramas. Ooh, I've never. I'll have to try it. Okay, this is Federico's answer. During my life, I have learned a massive array of things from watching American movies. The comma, no space. And I will describe the ones which stand out the most in the following paragraph. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Again, just to let you know, I know we talked about this before, but This part is not necessary. Totally included if you could type it really quickly and there's no problem. But don't forget the supporting ideas is the main part of the paragraph. So if this takes you too much time, then try to avoid it. But if you can do it quickly, then there's no problem. Good job. Okay, Alex says there are a lot of things. You can say a lot, or you can say lots. They're exactly the same. There are a lot of things what we can learn from documental, I think documentary movies. Okay, Alex, there's a problem here, and this is not really answering the question because the question talks about the country. Okay, so more like Hollywood movies or Indian movies or Japanese movies, the French movies. So that's what the question's asking, not the type of movie, the genre. If this question was genre, then yours is great because documentary movies is a genre. Okay, and this was from Mary. In the past couple years, I have learned so many things from Italian movies. Full stop. I will explain them in the next paragraph. That's, yeah, that's good. Oh, again, you don't, Mary, just to let you know, you don't need this part. You don't need it. If you want to write it, you can, but you don't need to do that. This is a good topic sentence as it is. If you want to, though, you can. Okay, this was from Augustine. I definitely think that films can tell us a lot about a country. In my case, I have especially learned about Italian culture through them. Oh, that's a great one. Good job. And that's a good example of a semicolon because you you can't use a comma because that's wrong, but you don't want to use a full stop because that breaks up your answer. So instead you use a semicolon. Good. Perfect. Okay, where are we? Joan Heed says, I learned many inner customs and cultures from the Hollywood movie, which thrills me. Okay, I would from Hollywood movies, which thrills me like that. Inner customs. I'm not sure what inner customs means personally. I don't think we say that's not really a collocation. Instead, many customs is better. And a comma here. This is a relative clause, so you need a comma. Yeah, cool. And oh, and of course, capital letter. Hollywood is a place. Okay, Sarah. There are many things that I have learned from watching American movies. Yeah, perfect. Easy, but perfect. That's you don't need to do more than that. There are so many things I've learned in South movies, and it's very fascinating. What is I'm not sure what South movies means. But anyway, there are so many things I have learned from South African. I'm just guessing. So that are fascinating. This is more like it, okay? Us Indian South movies from Indian South movies. Okay, I'm not sure what Indian South means, but I think you're right. Okay, that are fascinating, and then you're going to talk about them. One, two, three, four. Right. Okay, last one is Zora. Oh, I learned English from American movies. Also, okay, Zora, I'm not what you're this is a good thing for your main body. but this is not a topic sentence. So learned. Maybe you can say something like this. I've I have been watching American movies for a long time, and I have learned many things that have helped my English improve. Okay, like that. First, my accent improved. That's yeah, this would be the, of course, the body. Yeah. So with your topic sentence, Sora, you need to be a bit more general. Don't be specific yet. You will be specific when you talk about your supporting ideas or the main or another part of the following up supporting ideas of your paragraph. Okay, and this was my one here. So there are many things that I've learned from Korean films, and then I got my ideas. I showed you this in the last lesson, but I gave two things which I've learned. First thing, second thing with examples, and then did a concluding sentence. Okay. Um, so that's it for today. That was the topic sentence. I want to show you one more thing here. So on VIP, under the resources page, I have written up several interactive writing questions, part 1 and part 2. So you can see them there. What I would like you to do, or your homework, if you want to do it, is to pick 3 or 4 of these essays and then write your topic sentence for them. You can put them in the discussion tab. You don't have to write the question, just write the topic sentence. I will be able to tell. And then I will check it in the discussion tab for you as well. That can be your homework. Like I said, that can be found under the resources page on VIP. And yeah, that's it for today. Do you guys have any questions? I will stick around for 5 more minutes. So in the chat in the lesson, some of you said that you would like some more information on punctuation. So I'll add that to my lessons. Probably not this week, but well, maybe next week. On next Thursday, we can cover that together. Just some quick tips for commas and semicolons. We'll also on Tuesday we'll talk about supporting ideas. That's the best, the main part, the body of your essay. So that's the most important. And then of course looking at the conclusion on next Thursday. That's quite easy. So we'll go through that quickly. Following on from that, we're going to look at grammar and then how to write your interactive writing summary. So summarize the conversation. That's the rest of this series. Um, okay, so quick question. Dell said she needs to improve her writing section. Her desired score is 120 and she only got 110. So like I mentioned earlier, Dell, 10 points is not that difficult if you to improve by. So focus on coherence, grammar, and your structure for writing. So when you write your answers, make sure they are logical, follow a good structure, and then your sentences grammatically are mostly correct. And then you also use some complex structures in your answers. Del, this my live lessons for this series is all about writing, so that will help you a lot. Also, the courses I have available, which you can watch at any time, they'll help you a lot too. Jonathan said, "Thank you. Yeah, no problem." You, um, Jonahid, he says, "Where can I check my written?" What do you mean by that? Sorry, where can you check? Oh, Federico, I understand your point. I can't. I'm sorry. I have other scheduled stuff before. But however, I since when VIP gets a bit bigger, I'm definitely going to try to run two sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. One at an earlier time, one at a later time. That way more people can join from different countries. However, currently it's not big enough yet, but hopefully soon that will happen. Um, yeah, thank you, Federico. So if you want to check your answer for grammar and vocabulary, you actually don't really need a teacher anymore. You can just go to ChatGPT and check it. ChatGPT does a really good job for grammar and vocabulary and spelling, but it doesn't do a good job for kind of content. So, like, is your answer a good answer for the question, or is it like a good topic sentence? That is not so good for that yet. But if you just want to check your grammar and vocabulary, then ChatGPT is amazing. It's better than me, actually. Zora says, are phrases important in writing? Yeah, they are. So we call phrases, well, you can have set phrases or you can have collocations. A collocation is one or two or three two or three words which go together well. So earlier we looked at the collocation positive and negative consequences. That's a collocation. Those words, positive and negative consequences, they go together perfectly and fine. It's very natural. However, one student wrote pros and cons consequences. That doesn't go well. I don't know why. It's probably not a reason, like a grammatical reason. It's just English and every language is a bit, a bit messy, and we use chunks together at different times. It's just something you have to study. So yes, phrases are important. John, indeed, yeah, ChatGPT works for that. So check your answer. What you can do in ChatGPT is say to it, can you, so you can, the prompt would be something like this. Um, I am writing an an English paragraph. Please check it for grammar and vocabulary mistakes. Also, please give me a Duolingo English Test score. If you do that, it will give you an okay score. You'll get a decent idea. Actually, I'll tell you, I'll make an announcement. On my practice platform, we are very close to getting AI feedback on it. We're very close. We've been working on it for months. The only problem with AI is it doesn't always provide uh what's the word? It doesn't always provide the same results. So sometimes the results are really good and sometimes they're really bad. So we've been working on it for a long time on to get on our practice platform on DET Ready to get good AI feedback, reliable feedback. There are some platforms that I try to give feedback, but in my opinion, they're not very accurate. So, and the worst thing a teacher can do is mislead students. So I don't want to do that. So on our practice platform, we will be giving grammar and vocabulary feedback, but I'm very hesitant to give an estimated score because Duolingo do that. They have their own algorithms and their own scoring criteria, which they do not share publicly. So I'm very hesitant to do that. But anyway, on DET Ready, we will very soon have grammar and vocabulary feedback. Okay, Federico says his dilemma is in order to prove the score, is it better to write more or to proofread? Okay, so Federico, I have a quick answer for you. For interactive writing, for the 5 minute one, yes, try to proofread. So maybe write for 4 minutes and then spend 1 minute proofreading. I think that's good because you can write around 70 to 100 words in 4 minutes and then have 1 minute just check in. For the other writing questions, like part two of interactive writing or the summary or the photo, you don't have long enough. Like you only have a minute or 75 seconds for those. So just write. So yeah, for the 5 minute ones, I would spend 1 minute proofreading, but for the other ones, it's better just to write. I hope that helps. Okay, guys, I got to go. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Don't forget, write your homework in the discussion tab. I try to check that every single day. So I'm there to help. I'm here to help you. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you. Have a good day too. Thank you.